Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Nikke Got Us a Victory video. Today, I have some guide for you guys on how you can tackle the overclock mode in the simulation room. So let's talk a little bit more about this. Now first things first, how often do you need to do this? Is this a daily thing? Is this a weekly thing? Let me just enter into the overclock mode, right? So you can see, if you look at right here, it did mention a couple of things. Number one, this is something that you have to do every 14 days, every 2 weeks. So you're gonna get a number of skill books, right? So number two, it doesn't matter if a full burst day event is active, you don't have to save it for that because the core ratios will not be affected by full burst day event. So basically, it's going to be something that you can do, and now this is not a daily thing, it's something that you do every 2 weeks, and also full burst day doesn't matter. Alright, it's not going to affect the simulation overclock event. So let's talk about what is the best way to go about this, what is the best way to approach. Now first things first, you might have noticed if you look at the BIOS settings, alright? So this is what you need to configure to make it harder for you, alright? So you notice there's this thing called the ratio, alright? Ratio is going to be the difficulty. There are buffs right here that you can increase or decrease. So this particular one, alright, this one is going to basically, at the start of the battle, attack of raptures is increased by 30%. So notice if I remove this, my ratio become 22. If I take this, my ratio become 26, right? So it does increase the expected power of the enemy. So this one is going to increase the expected power of the enemy. So notice there are 4 difficulties for this one, right? So you can choose, this one is going to be 30%. Now if you think that's too hard, you can decrease it 25%. At plus 2 is going to be 20%, and then plus 1 is going to be 15%. So it does affect your ratio, it does go up and go down depending, right? So ideally, basically, the harder it is, the more perks that you select to basically buff the enemy or handicap yourself, that means the ratio is going to be higher, the expected power is going to be higher, the more rewards you get. However, there's a cap. Alright, the cap as far as I know is ratio 25. So above ratio 25, it doesn't matter. So notice right here, if I take this one is going to increase my ratio to 31. But there's no more claimable reward. 25 is the highest maximum achievable rewards. So the max rewards, you want to at least tackle ratio 25. If I take this one for example, boom, you can see it doesn't do anything. It does not do anything. And if I take this, it doesn't do anything, right? Ratio 32, you can basically increase all of this if you want. Increase all of this to like expected power of 900,000, right? But there's no need for that, luckily. So it's not as hard as a lot of players think. Now one tip that I think a lot of people forgets is you want to take advantage of legacy buffs. Alright, so let's talk about legacy buffs. Now what the heck is a legacy buffs? As you can see right here, you can basically obtain legacy buffs to use in the overclock buff. You can basically beat the earlier stage. These are the legacy buffs that I have, right? How do you get legacy buffs? Just play simulation 5C. Alright, just very easy, just go to 5C. Hopefully you guys are able to do it, right? If you cannot do 5C, do 5B. Beat simulation 5C every time, you will be able to get legacy buffs. So just do quick battle, select the one that you can do quick battle, very easy. Like this is a very good buff right here. Select this one, quick battle. Alright, it's very straightforward. Wow, I'm getting a lot of insane buffs right here. So I'm going to replace some of the current one I have. So quick battle, this one. You only need to fight one battle at the end, right? So you don't need to worry about getting yeah, you don't need to worry too much about anything. It's all about tackling the legacy buffs. Just do a bunch of quick battles, go to the end. If the buff sucks, don't take it, right? And then you basically only need to fight one battle at the end. So this particular battle, you fight this at the end, and then you are going to get a legacy buff once you finish it. You can choose. So you can get up to 8 legacy buffs, right? So if you are struggling in the overclock, right, for sure, just beat as much 5C as you can, get at least 8 times, right, get 8 legacy buffs, and then hopefully that's going to be able to help you a lot more, right, especially if you get good buffs, something that's much more universal for characters, right. So you can see boom boom boom, Red Hood just destroyed right there, very very fast. Again, if you are slightly on the newer side, there's a chance that you can't do 5C as easily, which I totally understand, right. But for a lot of veteran players, I think this is going to be something that's catered towards. So now you can see sector cleared buff legacy can be safe. So go here, you can choose which legacy buffs you want, right? So as you can see, I have 7 out of 8 legacy buffs, right? So these are the 7 out of 8 legacy buffs that I have. So yeah, as you can see at the bottom here, every time you beat Simulation 5C, you are able to get legacy buffs that you can use. Alright, so make sure you pick something that's beneficial to your team. Like for example, this one is very good. Something that can give you a bonus if you use a lot of pilgrims as your main DPS. So this one is going to be good, right? Obviously critical damage. Pick a buff that is catered towards your particular units, like who you are using in general. So my team that I use is going to be Litter, Blanc Noir, Scarlet Black Shadow, and Red Hood. Now obviously this is going to be a team that is very common, you know, one of the best teams ever, but you can probably swap into Tia and Naga. Blanc and Nordic died halfway for me and I had to swap in Tia and Naga. That's going to be something that I will show you guys later on, but pretty much take advantage of legacy buffs if you are struggling. Get at least 8 legacy buffs. You can see mine is at 7 and I was able to do beat difficulty 26. Wait, I've never seen this before. What? You gain a special buff. Circle or square? You don't play the game too much, but you love the cinematics. The only stage that I'm on is much harder than the boss. Damn, really? Okay. I mean, it is double my CPU. This stage is like... Stop sucking. Oh crap, I can't see my mouse. Okay, stop sucking wood. I hate that stupid life steal sucking life out of you while you're hitting them. This is very rare that I see my Red Hood can do as much damage as Scarlet Black Shadow. Usually I would see like Scarlet Black Shadow overpowering Red Hood. But yeah, still... Oh, okay, circle buffs. Yeah, this is my last one. 8.
Wow, you're going to give this a try?
Holy...
How interesting.
Heavy metal. No, the boss won't appear early on, right? No, actually the boss do appear early on.
You're going to give
This is a new boss for me. I don't think I've ever fought this before. Heavy metal. Alright, I'm gonna leave you an auto and see if I'm able to do this or not. Holy 370. How much rifle is that?
Why don't they just develop something like an infinite magazine?
Uh-oh. Can I do it? Can I do it? Tia is already dead. Crap. I lost my healer. Yes! Whew! Okay, damn, I didn't know that I could still make it with Tia alone. To be fair, my Blanc and Nor died. I think Blanc and Nor could have been better for this one. Huh. Yeah, Red Hood definitely carried that for sure. Damage block. I'm not sure if that actually helped me there. So yeah, people are asking me about the ratio. That was the one, 26. It does take some trying. So I feel like it's something that you got to trial and error. Keep trying until you go in and fight the boss that maybe you are going to be able to beat. So based on my experience, which is the best ratio to select and not select? So this one, ideally, I recommend taking all of this. Increase Rapture's attack by 30%, increase Rapture's defense by 70%, and also, you know, this one is increase max HP of Rapture by 35%. So this by default is going to give you quite a lot. I do recommend these two as well. This one of it is basically going to increase, it's going to negate all the Nikke bond level completely disable. And those things are like very minimal states, so you might as well just, disable that. Same applies for the recycling room. These two, I do recommend taking that. Now, as for this one is something that the duration of destroy is reduced by 10%, 20% or 30%. That means the duration of each stage. So you can try this. If you like the DPS, there's a chance that this is not something that you can obtain. But you can either go for this, or you can go for this particular one, where you cannot add burst 1 Nikkes using SMG to the squad. Sadly, you cannot put litter. And then this particular one, you cannot add burst 2 Nikke using assault rifle to the squad. That means you cannot add belong, sadly. So you can either go for one of these. These two, you don't really need it, as like I mentioned, the highest ratio that you need to go is about ratio 25. You don't need to go beyond that. So if you don't take this, you might need to take one of these as well, right? So one of these, this one you can see, the cooldown of burst 1 Nikke's burst skill is fixed at 40 seconds. That means if you have 20 seconds burst, it's not going to help you as much. So I don't think this is going to be that good unless you have multiple characters, or Red Hood might be very, very useful in this particular mode, because Red Hood is one of the few characters that also can do burst 1, burst 2 and burst 3, right? But unfortunately, I didn't need this. So I'm just going to show you guys what I ticked, right? So this is pretty much what I tick. This one, high difficulty battle will appear right before the boss stage instead of option selection. Now, this one gives you 5 ratio on its own. The boss stage is extremely tough. I do recommend you guys to try it if you can try it a little bit, right? And if you can't activate it, then consider deactivating this and go for either one of these, right? There are some right here that might make it even harder. For example, this one, you can activate Mother Whale. Will appear constantly in the battlefield. I'm not sure if you want to do that. This Mother Whale is going to basically deal massive damage, which is very annoying, right? And then there's this one, which basically Twinkle Twinkle. It creates boss or a rapture that will heal enemies. Very annoying. And then there's one more that basically self-destruct. So I'm not sure if you want to go for either of these. This one seems a bit too annoying to deal with. There's one more, this one right here. I haven't tried this, but all raptures, basically they will become iron type. And then you can only use counter codes to basically deal with them. So if you use any element that's not wind, you're going to suffer. Alright, so because iron is weak against wind, so you have to use wind type characters. If you pull for Scarlet Black Shadow, alright, cool, that's going to be something that maybe you can consider as well. I have a feeling this is going to be configured according to the current roster of the characters that's pullable. With that being said, I didn't need to activate that regardless, because like I mentioned, ratio 26. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure I covered everything that you need to know. The basic stuff about the overclock simulation. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys have any additional tips that you want to provide to the Nikke community, feel free to leave it down there as well. I'll try to look at them and see if there's anything that I've missed. As always, subscribe if you guys haven't already, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.